Hello everyone. Today I thought it would be interesting to do a compare video. A viewer suggested that I compare the F-302 Fighter-Interceptor against the Starfury. It's an amazing idea, so I had to add it to my list of video ideas. As usual, we will review these two fighters separately, and at the end of the video, we will compare which one of these would win in a fight. The Starfury and the F-302 was both deployed when the human race was starting to travel throughout their galaxy. Both these fighters were equipped with the best technology the human race had at the time to protect themselves from outside threats. Even though both of these fighters' technology is slightly different, they're evenly matched enough to do a fair comparison. We'll start reviewing the Starfury first. The Starfury is a non-atmospheric deep space recon fighter, which was first introduced into service in the 2240s. The most well-known version of the Starfury is the Mark II, which is highly maneuverable and can outmatch any other younger race fighter in the Babylon 5 universe. What separates its fighters from others within the Babylon 5 universe and other sci-fi factions is having the ability to do a full 180-degree spin within seconds. This fighter is able to do this maneuver due to the 4 particle thrust engines built into this vessel. The fighter also has the ability to fly backwards at the same speeds as flying forward. The vessel's cockpit is located in the center of the fighter, allowing the fighter to get a full view of its surroundings and also minimize the stress of high G turns. The ship is armed with 4 pulse discharge cannons as its primary and 2 pulse discharge cannons as a secondary. It's debated if the pulse cannons are plasma or particle based, but I'm leaning towards it's plasma based. The pulse cannons can be used for different scenarios. It can be used for offensive or defensive combat. The main issue with using plasma based weapons is the lack of long range options. Other races have switched to using lasers, which is more versatile. The Starfury has 8 external hardpoints, which can be used for a variety of different weapons. Missiles can be added to the fighter to give the vessel extra firepower. Of course, the vessel also has a grappling claw, which can be used for defensive reasons, and the fighter also has an armored hull as well. The Starfury is powered by a fusion reactor system, which allows the vessel to travel at impulse speeds, but it's unable to jump into hyperspace on its own. It relies on other ships to enter hyperspace. The F-302 Fighter-Interceptor is slightly different than the Starfury. No surprise. This vessel is capable of atmospheric and non-atmospheric combat. This was the first fighter that was mass-produced by Earth and is operated by the United States Air Force, the Russian Federation, and maybe the Republic of China. With a length of 14.26 meters in length, this vessel seems to excel in dogfight scenarios due to its forward weapons. This vessel is more than a match against a Death Glider and a Wraith Dart. The F-302 is armed with 4 wing-mounted long-range air-to-air missiles, 2 nose-mounted railguns, and 4 Mark IX nuclear missiles, which is optional. The vessel is also defended by a Naquadah composite hull. The F-302 can fit 2 pilots, but it's able to operate with only 1. It has 2 jet propulsion engines, 2 aerospike boosters, and 1 rocket booster. As stated before, this fighter is a forward attack vessel and lacks the ability to do a full 180-degree turn in a matter of seconds with ease. This vessel's biggest ability is the quadro-powered hyperspace window generator, which is a mouthful to say. The F-302 is unable to travel through hyperspace for long journeys, but it's able to perform small jumps, which allows the fighter to close the gap during combat. Now, since we reviewed both of these fighters' abilities, let's find out which one is the superior fighter and would win in a fight. The best way to do a fair comparison is to have multiple scenarios to see how they perform, such as one-on-one fights, general space, and planet defense battles. In each scenario, the fighter be given a score from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. In a one-on-one fight, the F-302 has the advantage since it's specialized in forward attacks. Granted, the F-302 railgun doesn't have the same power as a Starfury pulse weapon, but I suspect the common Earth Alliance pilot doesn't have experience facing a fighter that has the ability to attack at high speeds, like the F-302. If I can compare the F-302 to any fighter in the Babylon 5 universe, I would compare it to the Centauri fighter, due to its speed and maneuverability, making it a tough fight for the Starfury to face. In this 1-on-1 fight, it really depends which fighter fires first. Whoever fires first would probably win. Neither of these fighters have the hull strength to withstand the other fighter's attack for a long period of time. I would have to give both of these fighters 5 points because it's a 50-50 chance whoever would win. If both of these fighters are far away from each other, I would have to add another point to the F-302 because this vessel is equipped with a hyperspace engine, which gives the fighter the ability to close the distance and surprise the Starfury pilot. In a general space battle, it would be difficult because both of these fighters would be operating within the unit. In the beginning of the battle, the F-302 would have the advantage due to its speed and forward attack weapons. This fighter can bring enough firepower to overwhelm its enemies. Granted, the railgun is not as powerful as a pulse weapon, but I don't think the Starfury hull is strong enough to withstand a long attack from a railgun. Once the dogfight begins, the Starfury would eventually start to excel and overpower the F-302. The Starfury can maneuver well in space and can use its full strength of its pulse weapons since it operates well in close range combat. During close range combat, the pulse weapon can be difficult or even impossible to avoid depending on the skill of the pilot. Over time, the Starfury unit will be able to use their maneuverability to outflank the F-302 unit and destroy them. I will have to give the Starfury 8 points and the F-302 5 points. The F-302 is amazing at dogfights in their own universe, but the Starfury has the maneuverability and the weapons in space to effectively outmatch the F-302 over time, giving the Starfury 8 points and the F-302 5 points, which in my opinion is fair. In a planet defense battle, it leans towards the F-302 since it's able to do atmospheric and non-atmospheric combat. Having this ability will allow the F-302 to outflank and even outmaneuver the Starfury since it's unable to operate in atmospheric conditions. I will have to give the F-302 8 points and the Starfury 5 points. Overall, both of these fighters are evenly matched. The F-302 does have a small advantage due to its hyperspace engine and its ability to operate in atmospheric and non-atmospheric environments. The Starfury does have superior maneuverability in space as well as having powerful weapons, but its weapons are designed for close range combat and can easily be avoided the further you are from them. Even though pulse weapons are more destructive, it lacks the speed which railguns provide, which makes it difficult to avoid. It's not a huge advantage, but it is a variable that must be looked at in this comparison. The speeds of both of these weapons are determined visually by watching the show. I'm not using any calculations that were created by fans since they vary. The Earth Alliance was able to fix most of the Starfury's issues by creating the Thunderbolt. This vessel is able to operate in atmospheric and non-atmospheric environments while keeping its maneuverability. In my opinion, the Thunderbolt is a better fighter than the Starfury and the F-302. Let me know your opinion in the comment section below, and which vessel or faction do you want me to compare next. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and also don't forget to follow me on my socials as well. Displayed on the screen are 2 other videos you might be interested in if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching Utopian Broadcast, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Thank you.